James Allen said in The Heavenly Life, the imperfect man believes no one is perfect, therefore he remains where he is. Though he lived with a perfect man all his life, he should not behold his perfection. Though he lived with a perfect man all his life, he shall not behold his perfection. The universe and all it contains is perfect. Everything is perfect. You are perfect. You are the universe. When the universe was made, you were right there, like a little child, happy to be there. The Bible says, God said, let there be light, and the light was. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everyone you see with your naked eye, everything you see, every creature you see is you, pushed out, expressed in a physical form. When you know the universe is perfect and that you are perfect, not only is anything possible, but at the same time, everything exists. Everything existed before you, and everything will exist after you. It never begins and it never ends. It's a never-ending cycle. It's funny, that's why you see, if you look into the world, everything you see has happened before throughout history. It's just repeating itself in different ways, right? History never repeats exactly, but it rhymes. So when you see stuff or things on the internet, on the news, social media, there's nothing new. Nothing's new under the sun, right? This sun you see that rises every day since you were born, since the day you were born, it rises every day without fail. It's the same sun that the Roman Empire seen. It's the same sun that Napoleon seen. All these empires that lived throughout history, right? 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, 30,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. All those people, all those empires, all those civilizations seen the same sun. Seen the same sun that you've seen. The exact same sun. Therefore, nothing is different. Nothing is out of the norm. Nothing is unusual. It's only when you put your intellectual know-hows onto things where it seems unusual. It seems like it shouldn't be there. You think everybody should act and think just like you. It's funny because I used to think like that. I used to think, oh man, everybody thought like me, it would be a perfect world. Everybody should think like me. But if everybody thought like me, the world wouldn't work. Even though we're all the same person, the world wouldn't work. That's why it's a perfect universe. You are the universe. Everybody has a duty in this universe. Everybody has a job to live life, to experience. That's why not everybody is a veterinarian. I would hate to be a veterinarian. I don't really like animals. I mean, they're okay, but I don't like dealing with animals. But that's okay though, because that's me, right? Somebody has to do that job. Somebody has to love doing that job, or else the world wouldn't work. When you know the world is perfect and the universe is perfect, what is there to be afraid of? What is there to be scared of? What is an apocalyptic event to you if the world is perfect? Right? They push out all these narratives and all these things on how to live and these expectations, and they put all this fear into you. They pump all this fear into you for you to not live life, for you to not experience the world as perfect as it is. You wake up in the morning, right? You don't check anything. Imagine this 1980, 1970. You wake up in the morning, right? You see the sun shining through your windows. You hear the birds chirping. You go outside, you feel the crisp, brisk morning air. Life is good, right? Life is good. You might get a cup of coffee. You might chill, read a book, listen to some jazz. But it's only until you get on that tube, until you get on that TV, until you get on this phone, until you get on this computer, that the world seems to be so chaotic, so messed up. Right? This is what they want you to think. They want you to think it's all dysfunctional. They want you to think it's disorder. If they make you think it's disorder, then they can create order for you. They can create the order. They can create the solution. But in a perfect world, in a perfect universe, there is no solution. The only solution is to be. To be what? To be in love. To rise up into love, which is your true nature. Which is perfection, right? Infinite love. That's perfection. So when you can do that, the world, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to become. You are perfect, right? You're formless awareness. Everything is perfect. And when you know that, you know you're perfect. You don't have to go out here and strive for anything, right? You can still have goals, of course, but you don't have to strive for anything. Everything's done for you. The Father in heaven does all the work for you, right? You on this level, on this physical level, the Son can do nothing. But remember, the Father and the Son are one. And by this relationship, you and him are one, right? So you're perfect down here. As above, so below. You're perfect in heaven. You're perfect here. Heaven is here. There's nowhere to go to seek heaven. First seek ye the kingdom of heaven, all things should be added unto you. There's nothing to strive for. And when you know this, when you know everything is perfect, that's the reason why everything works in this world. That's the reason why everybody has a certain duty or a certain job, certain things they're good at, certain things they like, they don't like. There's certain things that nature does that keeps the world running, right? We have man and woman, the law of duality, right? Heaven and hell, law of polarity, right? A man and a woman, they make love, right? Guess what? They have a baby. To keep creation going, to keep this physical incarnation of human beings, which human beings is what? God, which is love, to keep it going. That union, right, of a man and a woman creates a child. Is that not perfect love? Right? The seed goes into the egg, creates an embryo, and creates all these cells, and all these out of these cells and atoms, whatever you call it, make a whole embryo into a baby. It comes out the womb, right? The baby grows up perfectly into a kid, then into teenager, then to adulthood. Everything is perfect, right? It has this beginning, its adulthood, its mature stage, and then its old cycle, right? Or I guess its elder cycle. And then it turns back to dust. That's the cycle of life. Everything is perfect for you. If you came, if you came that way, if you came into the world that way, which is miraculous, then what is life to you? What is, why would you have to strive for anything if everything is done for you? Because you grew to an adult baby, right? Or from a baby to an adult perfectly. You didn't have to do anything. You're being done, right? The subconscious mind, the universe, infinite intelligence does all things for you. That's the reason why we have hormones, right? Right? A man has testosterone, a woman has estrogen. It's a perfect union. It's done perfectly. That's the reason why a woman is attracted to a man, because he has testosterone, and a man is attracted to a woman because she has estrogen. She reduces estrogen. And the universe designed it this way so we can be attracted to each other, so we can keep the creation going, right? We were split down the middle. We're split down the middle in perfect symmetry, right? 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 feet. 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 feet. Perfectly down the middle. All our bodily functions does all of it by itself. So I have to say, there's nothing to fear, right? There's nothing to fear but fear itself, as, what is his name? Who said that? Franklin D. Roosevelt? But there's nothing to fear but fear itself, because the only thing that's real is love. And fear is just a shadow of selfishness, as James Allen would say. But remember, all things are love, and the universe is perfect because you are the universe. That's it.